Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? 2 days of vacation left, for crying out loud, and it's actually sunny outside. However, it's not gonna stay that way because we're expecting more rain. My window's wet. You can probably see the droplets on it. The truck is soaked. The car is soaked. It's 8 degrees Celsius outside. The weather is bullshit. What a perfect time to pick vacation, right? Holy. It's Saturday. Today's like my second last day of vacation. Tomorrow's Sunday, and then Monday I'm back in the office. And Monday it's gonna be 22 degrees Celsius and blue skies, super sun, because I'm back in the office. Son of a bitch. My boss was telling me, I mentioned when I was in the office last that of all the things I miss, grilled cheese is one of them. I used to love grilled cheese as a kid. Even as an adult, I loved grilled cheese, you know? You get that grilled cheese, you make yourself like a chicken noodle soup or like a vegetable soup. Screw tomato soup, because once you're out of grilled cheese, what do you do with tomato soup? You don't eat it, you dump it. But you get yourself some good soup, a freaking grilled cheese sandwich or 10. And you dip it in the soup and you eat it and it's so good. But the problem is like regular bread, I can't digest that well. I have issues with bread. When I eat anything with bread in it, I bloat, and I'm bloated for a good day until I can finally digest and pass it, because that's my issue. So I was talking to her about it and she's like, you know, there are options. And I'm like, well, yeah, I do know this, because I tried some options. I tried making cloud bread. It's not the same. I've tried making the keto bread. It was like biting into a piece of drywall. I tried making different items, and you've seen it in the past. I made keto hamburger buns where you add a couple ingredients to a microwave safe bowl, stick it in the nuker, slam it, and then out comes a bun. And the same with the oven kind, where you do it all in the oven. I've done it all. I've tried it all. It's not the same. She goes, no, there's another option, but I get it from Costco. And that option is this bread called Carbonaut. Let me show you, shall I? It looks like a little bag of bread. It's called Carbonaut, sans gluten, gluten-free. Gluten-free, white bread, keto, vegan, kosher, non-GMO, low carb, sugar-free, 55 grams, GF white bread. They got other kinds of bread too, like whole wheat, seed bread. I'm guessing it's sunflower seeds or like those other seeds. But here's the nutrition facts. One slice is 40 calories, 2.5 grams of fat. Then you're like, oh, but there's 15 grams of carbs. Yeah, but 14 grams of that is non-soluble fiber. Non-soluble fiber. You know what that means? You're gonna make yourself a grilled cheese that's gonna have you pooping like a champion. That's what that means. This bread is really good. She buys it from Costco. She'll buy a bunch of it, freeze it, and then take it out as they need it. She makes clubhouse sandwiches with it. She does all that. Now, am I planning on going to Costco to pick some up? Hard no. I'm not about to drive 90 minutes just so I can have a freaking grilled cheese. You know what? I will soak the pain if it gets that bad. However, that's on walmart.ca. I've been to walmart.ca. Well, not really the website, but I've been to Walmart. Our Walmart sucks. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It sucks. They don't stock the shelves. They don't put anything on the shelves. It's like you can get the basic stuff there, and anything else you're told order it online. You know what? If I'm told to order it online, I already have an account with Amazon. I'm doing it there. I'm not ordering from all sorts of these different stores. I like to buy my stuff in the store, so I have it now, not order it. And you know, imagine Canada Post shipping a loaf of bread. The amount of times they screw up my shippings already. It would probably get here and just be one simple slice of flattened bagged bread, because they would just sit on it or something. Now this is the one reason why I like big cities over my little city is there's more options, more stores. Hell, London has 3 Canadian Tire, and all 3 of them didn't have a spinning rod that was decent. We actually tried to find a spinning rod when I was down there. But no, I'm just saying, like, big cities have more options. Like London has a Costco. We don't have one here. Closest one, 90 minutes away in Sudbury. I really don't feel like making the drive there just for bread. But I have been clued in that apparently a local store carries it. A local store that I used to go to a lot. A local store called Food Basics. We may have to go over there and pick some up. I think this is something we need to do. Number one, that's a lot of fiber, right? That's a lot of fiber. You know, you can make sandwiches with it. I'm curious if I can make my protein French toast with it. Basically, the protein French toast is egg whites, whey powder, you blend it together, dip your toast in it, throw it in a pan, let it cook. When it's done, add some zero calorie or low calorie, like I can't even remember the name of the company, well, like Walden Farms, that's what it is. Some Walden Farms maple syrup, 0 calorie to it, and you end up getting this like 100 gram protein ready to rock. And in this case, 100 grams of protein, and if you make 4 slices, you're looking at 200% of your daily fiber intake. With about an hour and a half after eating that, you're gonna be sitting on the toilet just dropping your guts. At least that's been my experience when I eat non-soluble fiber. Let me know in the comments below what yours is like. Actually, guys, there's 2 things that I want to do today. One of them is go to check Food Basics to see if Carbonaut is there. If it is, swerp on it. But I also kind of want to head down to the other end of town, to the mall down there, to a store that I used to frequent every Saturday, and today's Saturday, so as per tradition, let's go frequent it. The store I'm referring to is called Treasure Hunt. Literally, this store has just, it's kind of like a thrift store, if you will, but not really. See, when trucks get into accidents on the highway, even if it wasn't that bad of an accident, usually they write off the stuff in the back. When the stuff is written off, where did I put my keys? I just have my keys. How did I already lose them? I'm a special kid, you know that? And I'm not even a kid, I'm freaking 46. I'm a special case, that's for sure. Anyway, so when these trucks get their shit written off, what ends up happening is like insurance pays for the contents, right? So like Walmart doesn't get their goods anymore, and it just ends up going to an auction, like a broker auction, so they can try, like the insurance company can try and get some of their money back. So what ends up happening is companies like Treasure Hunt or whatever end up bidding on the contents of the trailer. So I think I want to head down to Treasure Hunt first because that's not food related. We'll go and swerp on whatever's down there and see what we see. I need to talk to my neighbor, the new neighbor. He's got that sick boat out there. I need to find out if he's an angler. If he is, I might have a new local fishing buddy. I'm gonna be buddy with him, be super friendly and shit, and see if he can take me out on his boat, go fishing. Probably saying, how come you haven't listed your boat yet? I thought you said you're gonna list it. Well, weather hasn't exactly been that great, but I'm still up in the airs about it, guys, because like it doesn't cost me any money. The boat costs me nothing. I'm not making payments on it. I own it. Why get rid of it? But if I'm not gonna use it, I might as well get rid of it. Anywho, so yeah, I just want to go down to this treasure hunt and see what kind of shit they got. Might as well have a look-see, right? Doesn't hurt anything. Gives me something to do today, because let me tell you, never know that I'd go down to the docks and start casting, but knowing my luck, I get down there, park in the parking lot, and then she start pissing. It's actually raining right now. My window's getting wet. Tomorrow is supposed to be, well, they're saying now they're calling for rain tomorrow, obviously, because I'm off, but it's not supposed to be until later in the day, so I might be able to get down to the docks tomorrow, and I might be able to throw a couple lures in. Whether or not anything eats is another story, because the water temps are not going to be that hot. They're not going to be in the strike zone, that's for sure. Usually you want the water to be about 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius, roughly, I guess. Somewhere around there. And then that way there, the fish usually bite at those temperatures. But when the water temperature is too cold, the fish are too lethargic, they don't really care to eat. That strike is not really hot. Pike, however, will. Pike, walleye, they'll hit in cold water. But bass usually take it easy, and that's honestly what I want to get. Oh, it's one of those freaking Dragonfly electric cars. You guys didn't see it. It was coming up the road to the left of me. Now it's heading down towards my house. But yeah, I want to see if Food Basics has this Carbonaut. So that's the mission today, to see if we can actually acquire some. I know I saw it on walmart.ca, so my first instinct was to go to Walmart. And when I was there the other day, I checked their bread section, and lo and behold, item not found, error. I even checked the keto section at the pharmacy because, you know, not everything is in the grocery aisle. I've discovered that. That guy like totally jumped the light. That guy in the van, he did not have the right of way, and he totally jumped the light. Oh God, is that a cop? It was tow truck? I thought tow trucks were yellow, not blue and red. It's a fire truck. Oh, it's a fire truck. Okay, well, make sure to slow down and give them space as per law. Nice stop, bud. This monkey in the Chevy just friggin' jumps out in front of me. Doesn't even stop at the light. Caught in 4K, bud. Nerd. So the quest for bread. The quest for bread. Also, a little backstory, guys. Still no hits on the desk. I'm still debating on keeping it, bringing it in the house, and moving the 3D printer downstairs. And that way, there, when I want to print, I don't have to listen to the damn thing. And if there's an error, it'll signal my phone, and it'll also report it on the app on my computer. And usually, I have the monitor open so I can watch the print. So if the spool, because sometimes the print spool of filament breaks, but the brake sensor doesn't pick it up because where it breaks. So there's like a segment of filament still in the machine covering the brake sensor, and it just keeps printing. So the head's going around hot and there's nothing going through it. So you're burning out your head. All right, I hear sirens. I just have no idea where they're coming from. Oh, they're coming from up there. You're probably hanging a right. Nope, you're going straight. I like how the cop pulled out like halfway into the middle of the road, looked both ways, and then shot through, because you never know. I was driving home from work one night, and a guy T-boned an officer because the light turned green. He jumped the green light as the cop was coming through. He didn't. I always look. When I'm driving, guys, my head is on a swivel. I'm looking all over the place. I need to know what everybody's doing, especially with all these new drivers in Canada. That's my most politically way of saying it. They're bad. I have yet to meet one that doesn't have any citations, let alone have no points on their license. In Canada, we do a point system for your license. For like in Ontario, we have the graduated licensing system. So G1, you got to drive with an experienced driver, and you can't have any demerits. A G2, you can have up to 7 demerits before your license is suspended or terminated. Depending on how you got them. You know, speeding tickets, depending on how severe, you can get up to 1 to 3 demerits. So like if it's a 50 zone and you're doing a $150, yeah, you'll probably see 3 demerits, maybe a 30-day suspension of your G2. Maybe your car gets impounded, because that's street racing. But I have yet to meet one of Canada's newest immigrants with a license who doesn't have some sort of at least a speeding ticket. I don't count parking tickets, because holy crap, you can go to downtown core, park on the side of the road at a meter, forget to pay, and just go to a store, be in there for 3 minutes, and all of a sudden the meter maid's already been by, tagged your car, and you have a $35 citation, whatever. I don't count those. I've gotten multiple parking tickets in my years of driving, in my 30 years of being behind the wheels. Never once got a speeding ticket, because like all my friends say, I hate driving with you. You don't go fast. You do the speed limit. Oh, I've been, yeah. Even when I went to Sudbury with Derek from Martial Art, he's like, you know, you can go a little faster here. And I'm like, why? The speed limit's 100. And I'm doing 105. Like, I was speeding already. I was 5 over. And he's like, oh, I normally do like $120 on this. And I'm like, yeah, and how many speeding tickets have you had in your life? And he just kind of laughed. I'm like, yeah, I have none. I said I had 1 rolling violation from 2015 when I was coming back from London. The cop nailed me and said that I didn't give him enough room on the side of the road while he had somebody pulled over. But that was bogus, because I had vlog footage of the drive that showed clearly that I lane swapped and gave him plenty of room. So when I went to go fight it in court, I got there with the footage and everything, but I didn't have to fight it because the officer never showed up to defend himself, to defend his side of the story. So the case got thrown out. So that would have been 3 demerits on my license and $475 fine for failing to yield to an officer. The other reason why I like using Google Maps when I'm driving places, because Google Maps is sweet. Like if an officer has somebody pulled over, all of a sudden, like you're listening to your music and it goes doo-doo-doo, there's a police officer up ahead stopped on the side of the road. And then it shows you on the GPS map roughly how far ahead that report was sent. Now, I don't know if the officers themselves are publishing that they're stopped. Holy, the Riz rolls are out. The Riz rolls are out, boys. Bah, bah. Got a Subaru BRZ, I think that is, or it could be the AE86, or even the Scion. I don't know. All 3 companies made the same damn car. But yeah, that was my only rolling infraction. and I beat it in court by the cop not showing up. It blows my mind. Hell, my buddy ran a red light and smashed into into a school bus, wrecked his ride. The bus barely took damage because they're built like friggin' tanks. And he got off because when he was in the hospital under the influence of pain medications because he ruptured his spleen, he got off on his charges because the cops served him in the hospital while he was under the influence. They didn't even wait for him to get... He was like stoned out of his tree on like morphine or some shit. Doesn't even know what the frick's going on. Living sky high, you know, like just completely obliterated. Cops roll into the hospital while he's all like hooked up to IVs and shit, getting pumped with chems, and serve him his charges. Well, you can't do that. He's not coherent. And his lawyer got him off on those charges because he was served and he signed off on it when he wasn't even like a quarter sober. Like, technicalities, man. Technicalities. If you ever get a friggin' street infraction, always fight them. Especially if you know you're not. If you're in the wrong, then yeah, you know what? Pony up and pay your penalty. But if you're not in the wrong, if you didn't do anything wrong, if you know you're right and you have evidence that you did everything that you could have, then piss on that, fight it, because it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it. But yeah, like every one of the new Canadians, I don't even know what the political term for them is, the immigrants that I know who got their licenses, literally all have citations. They all have demerits on their license. So, and the problem is if, like from what buddy at work told me, in India, he had a license. When he came to Canada, because he had an Indian license, they started him off on a G2. They just gave him a G2 and said, you're going to need to do a final road test. This is only valid for 5 years. You're going to need to do a road test to get your full G. Here are the stipulations: no alcohol, all that bullshit that they give you on the G2. You can't have any alcohol. You can't drive any major highways like the Queen's highways and all that. There's other stipulations in there, and you only have 7 demerits that you can acquire before your license is suspended and or terminated, depending on the offense. But in India, to get your license, if I were to go to India right now, from what I've seen on multiple traveler vlog YouTube videos, you literally go to like a city hall type operation, present your ID and or passport, pay $100, and boom shakalaka, you are licensed. Then if you want to take the driving test, for insurance reasons, if you want to take the driving test to lower your insurance, it's another, I think he said $35 US. It's a 15-minute driving test where you drive around an oval track and then you park the car. Oh, I hate when people do that because cars come up with that right lane pretty quick, and if you can't see them, you're done. Yeah, so it's like a 15-minute drive around the oval track, and then you do a forward park into a spot, a reverse park into a spot. Pass or fail, doesn't matter. Guess what? Here's your license. You're good. You're good enough to drive. You're good enough to drive. And that's what they do here. You're good enough to drive. You've been driving in India. We've seen the traffic there. The traffic's insane. Yeah, you're good enough to drive. Here's your G2. So they come here, right? And in India, like when I dated an East Indian girl for like 5 days because holy crap, that was moving faster than lightning. In India, you don't stop long. So when there's a red light, you stop, you look both ways, make sure it's clear, and you go. Because the longer you're stopped, quicker you could be carjacked. And they're doing that shit here. So when you see people run reds or run stop signs and stuff, it's because 90% of the time, they're not from this country, and they're going off of their own rules because that's what they know. But anyway, guys, I'm down here at Treasure Hunt. You can see it over here on the wall, maybe, probably, Treasure Hunt. I'm gonna go check this place out, see what they got. I might even hit up the Dollarama in the mall because I wanna see if it's different than the other ones for fishing lures, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm filming from my phone right now, but the way this store works is like everything on this shelf is 50% off, right? So you see all this stuff, it's all insurance claimed purchases. Like for instance, this Hamilton Beach deep fryer is $89.98. You come down here and you look at $90, it'd be $45. So that's how that all works. This is how, like, $40, that would be $20. You can get an air fryer for 20 bucks. I got the Keurig here, the K-Duo. 200 bucks, 100 bucks, but they're always on for 100 bucks, so might as well go with that, right? You got the K Supreme, you got all sorts of different coffee makers. They're the Hamilton Beach here, 139. You probably get that there for about 70 bucks. And they got other deals too, and I'm looking for the fishing shit. Thought about getting one of these things, these soda streams, but I don't really think I need one. They seem to be more costly than worthy, you know? So they even have a cheap camping section, 50% off, as is reclamation. There's no returns. It's, you buy it, buyers beware. You know, you got like tents here, but this doesn't feel like the whole tent's in it. I'm not sure what the heck this is. Whatever it is, it's rubberized, so it's probably a raft. Got inflatable air mattresses, you know, all sorts of fun stuff. I could get a robotic pushy sucky. I don't really need a robotic pushy sucky. See, in this brand here, On, that's Walmart. That's all Walmart. You know, high definition television antenna, some earbuds, they're On. So all this stuff is like a Walmart truck crashed and they bought it outright and now they're selling it here. There's another store here I can check out. Let's go. And there's another one up here called Costlow Liquidations. All right, guys, at first I wasn't going to bother going into Costlow. It's funny how they're completely stealing the Costco font and look and everything. I wasn't going to bother because there's a person walking beside me here. I'm not paying attention, so somebody has to. But I was going to totally go to, I was just going to go to Dollarama and then call it. And I'm kind of glad I did. Okay, so treasure hunt, super bust. Their fishing section was literally a couple of lead weights. That's all it was. I'm gonna go out a different way here. I'm gonna go slow because people are just darting out in front. Patience is a virtue and nobody has it. But yeah, I finally find the fishing section, as minute as it was. Literally, it was 4 packs. It was 4 packs of lead weights and 2 spoons, but the spoon, it was those plastic fronts with the cardboard on the back that you just rip open and the spoon's on the inside. Spoon boxes were empty. Price tag on them, but they were empty. An associate came by and I'm like, hey man, think somebody swindled you. And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh shit. People just walking out in traffic and I'm gonna end up doing a roadkill here soon. I gotta get out of this area. There's another store there, Giant Tiger. They got a bunch of shit in there. I would go check it out, but I don't feel like trying to find parking in the cinema/Giant Tiger parking lot. We're gonna head over to Food Basics right now. Yeah, they had somebody pulled all the empty packaging off the shelf, and yeah, somebody walked off with some spoons, just opened the packages, took the shit and ran. So yeah, then I went over to that Talais or whatever the frick it's called, and that store was literally just a secondhand clothing store. That's all it was. There was nothing of interest in there for me. So I was about ready to say, okay, well, enough of this thrift stuff. But then I was like, let's go check out Costlow. You know what Costlow reminded me of? I kid you not about this. I watch a lot of travel vloggers like Go With Ali. There's another guy I watch and I can't remember his freaking name right now, but he just uses his real name. He's like a British guy. He hangs out with Ali a lot. He goes with him a lot because he's Go With Ali. Anyway, they know they're going into the imitation market, the Indian imitation market, the Philippines imitation market, where they'll sell like Versace, but they call it like Virali instead of Tom Ford. It's like Thomas Dord or what. They purposely let you know that it is not the authentic product. For cologne, you know, they have full X's, which is like a Rolex. Looks like a Rolex, but it's like 25 bucks instead of being, you know, 2,500 bucks or $25,000. They know that they're selling knockoffs. You know this. They know this. They're not being, oh no, that's a real Rolex. That's a real Rolex. No. Oh, damn it. They know damn well that it's a full X, and they make sure you're aware that it's a full X. It's fake. If you ask them, is this real? They'll tell you flat out, no, it's fake. So that, you know, you're not being swindled. You know what you're getting into. So you don't think you're buying a real Rolex, getting this wicked deal, and then your buddy who has a Rolex looks at yours and goes, what are you doing with that cheap piece of shit? The old full X's, right? So anyway, that was Costlow. Costlow was a liquidator / import market. Like they had like smoking apparatuses for the marijuanas. As you can see, I'm surprised they had any stock because I probably passed like 5 weed stores just on this strip alone. You'll probably see a couple more. North Bay has more weed stores than we do Tim Hortons and Cash a Checks combined. It's pretty brutal. It's friggin' brutal. So I'm walking around the store looking at stuff, nothing's catching my eye, nothing of interest. I was like, this is pretty much a bust. As I'm leaving, I see the glassware for like smoking the stuff that you get from like this store here, Happy Life. Here's a cannabis store for you, 99-cent pre-rolls, boys. A buck a yoint, buck a yoint. Come and get your yoints, eh? Frig. Anyway, so then I look to my right, and what do I see? There it is. The cologne aisle. Now everybody, well, and you guys probably don't know this, I love my smelly good stuff. I have a lot of smelly good stuff at home. I have the name brand stuff, like the Versace, the I actually have a bottle of Tom Ford, which costed me like $343. Amazing stuff. I have Bad Boy by a company that I can't remember. I don't remember their names, but I have a lot of smelly good stuff. And it's expensive to buy it from like Shoppers Drug Mart, or to buy it from like whatever. So when I was watching Go With Ali, he went to one of these stores and he bought the Verali Red, and he said it's just like Versace, the Versace Red. I'm out of Versace Red. I just have the bottle on my shelf because it looks pretty. In this store, I saw the bottle. It was $8.99, and I sprayed it on my wrist because I didn't have any sampler papers. I sprayed it on to give it a sniff, and then you're not supposed to rub it, but I always do to see what the base is. If it's water-based, you're gonna have friction on your fingers. If it's oil-based, you're gonna have a bit of lubrication on your fingers. Oil-based is a parfume, not an eau de toilette as they call it, and parfums are longer lasting than an eau de toilette. They're also more expensive for that reason. Longer lasting means they want more dineros for it. It is what it is. Welcome to the smelly good market. So I bought 3 bottles of perfume, or of cologne, sorry. One is based off of Tom Ford's. It's like a tobacco vanilla blend that's really good. It doesn't smell like a bingo hall, guys. It actually smells really freaking good. Then I bought the red, I can't remember the name of it now. The Verali Red, they call it, I think. It was good. And then I bought Blue for Men. Now, Blue for Men is a brand by, oh frig, I can't remember the name of the company. I had Light Blue by them too. It's all at home. But Blue for Men, I haven't been able to find it in a perfume. And I just put your hand out. I'll stop. Holy crap! Friggin' Master Richie there, friggin' dropping his hand on me, telling me to stop. Crosswalk up here, bud. Anyway, so I ended up buying 3 bottles of perfume. If I would have went to and bought the authentic ones at Shoppers, this probably would have cost me about $1,000. There it cost me $25, and they all smell great. Like, I'm really impressed with all of them. I only had 2 wrists I tested it on all 3. And then I walked around the store for 10 minutes to see if I'd break out. I gotta watch it with cheap perfumes and colognes and aftershave because I have that sensitive skin issue. That's the reason why I pretty much, for the longest time, did my laundry with vinegar. Never used laundry soap until a friend turned me on to buying baby laundry soap because it's designed for kids with sensitive skin. So I wanted to make sure, I'm gonna put this stuff on and I'm not gonna bust out in hives and start sneezing every 5 seconds and have my throat start swelling up where I'm breathing and I sound like Darth Vader. Still wearing it, no itching, no problems. It's on, I got one flavor on one wrist, one flavor on the other wrist, and it's doing what I need it to do. So, and it smells great. It honestly smells great. So that's friggin' dope. $25, 3 bottles of cologne or perfume for men, if you wanna, be like that about it. Here, we'll wait till we cross the light and then we'll change lanes, because we're still going to Food Basics to see a guy about a horse. No, we're not going to see a guy about a horse. We're gonna go see a baker about some bread, see if we can acquire it. Yeah, I'll show you the perfumes when I get home. But yeah, there was nothing at that Talese. It was just a giant clothing store. They were doing interviews too. I walk in and I see a bunch of people in a lineup and I'm like, holy shit, is this like Costco where you need a membership to shop here? So I go over to one guy and I'm like, hey man, what's going on with this lineup? And he's like, oh, it's a job interview. I'm like, oh, okay. So they must be pretty new. But I talked to the guy at Costco and he said that they've been there for 8 months now. This is the reason why I've never seen the store, because last time I was at that location, here's another cannabis store for you guys. Last time I was at that location was, maybe a year and a half ago? Probably a year ago I went, checked it out. I think this is the first time I filmed in there. had to film with my phone and I had to really talk into the microphone because holy crap, they have that copyright music just pinned. Am I gonna be able to park in here? This parking lot's pretty jacked, eh? Across the road, hopefully not mow them down. Maybe I'll park over by the beer store and do the walk of shame. It's pretty quiet over there, which is odd because, you know, beer store, come on. Of course, some asshole leaves a shopping cart right in the middle of the freaking parking lot. Pricks. All right, I'm gonna run in and see if they got Carbonaut. Alrighty guys, we're back from Inside Food Basics. It was gray in there. Holy, everybody's out doing groceries right now. I hate going to the stores during the day. I like going later at night. However, son of a bitch, they didn't have the Carbonaut. I asked the lady and they're like, I've never even heard of that. And I'm like, yeah, I was told you guys sold it here. You know what the problem is? It's probably an item they get in the big city because, you know, the big city gets all the cool shit and the little city gets the scraps because who gives two frigs about the little city life? It's all focused on big city life, right? But whatever. I did, however, manage to find these protein plus wraps, like to make like samosas, holy shit, no. To make like shawarma and, you know, just meat, salad, wrap it up, drive it in your face hole. So I got an idea because I figured I'm doing the 1 meal a day thing for a while now. I started doing it down at Bloke's actually, and I just been hanging on to it all week where I only eat supper because I find supper is the best time to eat because going to bed when you're hungry, holy shit, is that hard? So much easier when you're fed. So I've been just eating 1 meal a day. Like in London, Bloke and I would go, we'd wake up in the morning, you know, it's up around 7, 8. We'd have a cup of tea at the house or whatever, and then hit the road, go fishing until like 5, 6, 7, whatever. Then we would come home and eat something. And like the first night we had cheeseburgers. The second night we had Chinese food. What did we do on the third night? Oh yeah, we went and got Little Caesars pizza because we were in Sarnia and nothing was open because it was a long weekend. So, but that's all we ate. Like a Little Caesars pizza, 1,700 calories. We definitely burnt more than 1,700 calories walking around. So I've been trying to do just to keep up on it because my body kind of got tuned to it. But the key thing is you got to stay busy. You got to keep busy, and it's really hard to keep busy when you're off, but the weather doesn't want to comply to allow you to do things to keep busy. Like the one day I went out and did some work in the shed to clear out a bunch of junk. That was one thing. But I also bought, if you hear those cans, I bought another 12-pack of Monster. They're cheaper at Food Basics. Independent, they're $29.99. They're $24.99 at Food Basics. $25 for a 12-pack. It's almost $1 a can, boys. I'm just finding the deals today. Friggin' 3 bottles of perfume for $24 and frickin' $25 Monster energy drink. Like, holy, sign me up. I hit the jackpot. But no, those thrift stores were something else. The amount of people going in there for a job was crazy. Like, it's just a minimum wage sales job. Like, you're just stocking the shelves and all that. And the last store I went into, that Costco, they've been open for 8 months, but it's like the front half of the store has stuff and the back half is like just all boxes and stuff. Like, they still have a lot of sorting and stuff to do. They have a lot more merch in there that they know of, and they don't even have it all out. So we might have to revisit that one in a month or two just to see what new shit they get, and potentially grab some more fake cologne, because like this stuff, I actually had somebody comment on it saying, hey, what are you wearing? And I'm like, oh, it depends on what hand you're talking about. I'm like, I just went and bought some cologne, and I kind of blasted myself with Versace on. I said Versace on one and Tom Ford on the other. And they're like, oh, which ones did you get? And I'm like, oh, I got them both, plus another one. And they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, like, it's fake stuff, but it smells great. And it's probably going to convince people that it's the real deal. So that's amazing. Now, even poor people can smell like luxury. Because honestly, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and wondering where your next meal's coming from, you're not going to Shoppers Drug Mart or Sephora and spending $300 on a bottle of smelly good stuff. You're going to buy food at the grocery store, and that's about that, right? Smelly good stuff is not something you buy when you're living paycheck to paycheck. And if you prioritize smelling good over eating right, then you got your priorities a little bit messed up, you know? You're just a little bit messed up. And it's funny because the whole reason why I got into cologne was because my ex, she got me into it. And then I kind of got into it a lot more because it's just nice to smell good, especially when you come from a childhood like mine where I was the stinky kid because I never wore deodorant because I matured faster than everybody else and didn't realize what deodorant was until finally my parents clued me in that maybe you should be putting some Old Spice under your pits so you don't smell like the city dump. But I was the smelly kid in school, and those insults stick with you. Yes, they do. So I'm always aware of when I stink, and it drives me crazy. Oh, I got a call coming in. I get a call every day at this time, and it's dead air. I know they're phone seeking. I know what it is. Anyway, guys, I got to put you away. I got to bring all this shit in the house. I got a grocery bag, a case of Monster, and the perfume to bring in, which means I need 2 hands for that. So I'm going to bring you guys in the house. So that's 1 hand I don't need to use to hold something. And we're going to go grab the shit out of the truck. Move out of the way, cat. Holy shit. Come in, your eyes are all sunburnt. Can't see anything. And the cat's black on black. Good way to get crushed. Alrighty, guys. Everything's loaded in the fridge. Got the Monsters. I still got like 5 Monsters left in the package from the other day, so not a big deal. But you know me, I'm a caffeine addict and my heart's probably gonna explode. But as for those colognes, okay, so I was wrong. It would have been $24 for all 3, but one of them, he didn't have this one here, the actual thing. Now this is the clone. I have the real one. Let me show you the real one. This is the real one, this is the clone. So you can already tell the difference, right? Like this one here has not a lion on the front, and this one here doesn't have a lion either. But it has a symbol on the front, and the pattern on the bottle on the back. This one here is like a square, this one here is like a diamond. This is the Versace Flame. Yeah, Eros Flame, and this one here is just called Virali Red, but it's good. It smells damn close to this one. All right, so next up on the chopping block that I really enjoyed was Dolce & Gabbana makes a product called Blue. Well, okay, this is an eau de toilette. I didn't realize that. It's an eau de toilette, but it was $8, and the bottle is a fair amount, and my knife needs to be sharp. Like, it's a pretty good deal for $8 to get a bunch of smelly good stuff. You know, even though I tend to not go out anywhere, so I kind of don't use it as much anymore, but the addiction's still there. So, and I always wanted to try the knockoff market just to see what it's like. But this is the bottle of Blue for Men, and it's really good smelling. I can smell it right now. It's probably on me. So $8. And the red, because it wasn't in the packaging, he let me have it for $4. So I didn't care. There was next to nothing out of it because yeah, he gave me 2 of them for $17.98 and 1 for $4.99. Or $4.98. And they use plastic bags because that rule that we had about you need to use cloth bags. You can't have plastic straws. You got to use paper straws. That got thrown out. Now people are just doing the recyclable bags in spite because they're making more money off of it. And this was the last one I bought, was Prime number 1. It's a clone of one of Tom Ford's, can't remember the name of it. It's not the one I already have. It's a vanilla tobacco one. But like they put a lot of effort into trying to make it look legit. And like the bottle's pretty cool. It looks like a freaking bar of gold. And the smell is even better. Like, you can see the box is impregnated with the smell. It's really good. It's really good. So for $20, getting that Clone Market brand, it's not too bad. 3.4 fluid ounces in here. So you know it's not the whole bottle. The only thing I don't like about these kind of bottles that are solid, okay, sure, the sun won't UV damage the contents, but you can never tell how much is left in them. You can just get away. You can do the same thing with a tinted bottle. That's why beer bottles are brown and not clear, except for Corona and a few others, like I think Miller Genuine Draft. Because if you have it sitting exposed in the sun, it'll get skunky even faster because UV damage hurts alcohol. But yeah. Anyway, guys, we fumbled the bag on the food run. I was talking some real good smack about that Carbonaut bread. I was really looking forward to making a grilled cheese, but the hunt continues for the Carbonaut bread. One day we will find it. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. A little bit of running around, a little bit of filming with the phone, a little bit of filming with this thing, thrift store hunting, food shopping, all that fun stuff. If you enjoyed it, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out.
Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.